Hey everybody, I'm Chris, and today I'm talking about a book from an author that I really enjoy called Brandon Sanderson. Now I stumbled across Sanderson when I ran into his Stormlight Archives books. I've read 3 of them. Excellent novels. I may very well make a review one day. But I'd have to reread them because it's been a few months, so put that on the back burner. Today we're talking about Skyward, the first book in the Skyward series. It's a bit like if you have this flight school stuff from Top Gun, you put it in the world of Mass Effect, and then just put in a dash of the drama from The Breakfast Club. But Chris, what happens in this thing? The human race is trapped on a planet under constant alien attack. Spencer is a teenage girl who wants to be a pilot like her father. However, her father was disgraced when he abandoned his post and called a coward. Being known as a coward in this universe is the absolute worst thing you could ever be known as. The shadow of her father's reputation has dogged young Spencer her entire life. Despite her hardships, she manages to begin her training as a fighter pilot and has to navigate a tough flight school to redeem her father's good name and reach for the stars. At the start of the story, society has been on Spencer's case her entire life because of her father's reputation. So, understandably, as a young adult, sort of coming out of the teenage years, I guess, she is very angsty and angry at everyone. And this is not helped by her grandmother, who spends all of their time together telling Spencer stories about Beowulf, trying to turn her into frickin' Red Sonja. I think the most eloquent way to describe my first impressions of the main character was that she acts like what a 5-year-old thinks Conan the Barbarian acts like. Thankfully, this leaves a lot of room for character development, and there is a lot of character development. She has a long way to go to be, socially acceptable? So yeah, despite my first impressions, one of the most satisfying character arcs I've read, because she has so much room to grow, and she does grow so much. But she's still a young person going through a lot in her life, so there's still a lot more room to grow in future books. Speaking of future books, do you recall my book review on Aftershocks? One of the biggest problems I had with that book is how nothing really happened in the story except for setting up more books in the series. Skyward is the exact opposite of that. All of the major plot points are tied together in a very satisfying conclusion to a complete story, but there are still some threads that can be pulled on for later use in other novels. Which is great, because I feel like I read a good book, I'm happy with it, but I'm still left with, you know what, I could go for a second helping of this. So in conclusion, other than my gripe about the main character being a bit cringy in the beginning, everything else was pretty great. Setting was fun, unique, the characters varied, interesting, dialogue enjoyable, action well written, yada yada and yada, all pretty well done. So, Brandon Sanderson, good show, mate. 5 out of 5. Great book. I would highly recommend it. And I would also recommend, if you enjoyed this video, to leave a like down there, subscribe, and ring a little bell for a notification if you enjoyed this video and want to see more things like it. Fantastic. All right. Well, you have a wonderful day. Farewell.